That was pretty.
Fucking fancy.
Hey, I like how you're lighting the world on fire when everything starts, because that's how it feels like every time.
Right.
That's an ode to the hot seat.
Yeah. Hey, that thing's gonna be on fire tonight. I'm telling you that right now. Fire.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
You never cease to amaze me, brother. Every week you throw it on me, man, and make me realize why you are the man who does what you do the best. You do it how you does, and can't nobody tell you otherwise. My man.
Something like that.
What's going on, fellas?
Good. Hey, Scott, I just got a question. I just got to know. We're going to get into it a lot later, but I got to make sure you're okay. It's been a little bit of rough sailing on Saturdays for you, and I just got to make sure we're doing all right.
Good, man. My pneumonia is about 80% gone, man, so I'm breathing okay. I wore my hat today. This hat right here that I'm wearing is tribute to my late cousin Stanley, man, who was tragically killed in a car accident this last week. So sorry, it sucks, man. So just a message to people out there is you never know when it's going to be your last conversation and the last time that you talk to somebody. We always just think that we're promised tomorrow and that we're going to get up and tomorrow's going to be there, but that's just not the way life is, man. So, rest in peace, cuzzo. I love you. Wearing this today in tribute to you. Mo beat me up as my man. He was doing a lot of things in music and just had one of those upcomings that was different, man. But he's figuring it out. And it just seems like when you start figuring things out and on your way to doing something great, you're out of here. So, yeah, my heart's heavy, man, for that. I just want to send love to the family and everybody who was feeling pain through that time. But you're gonna be missed, bro. So that's what we've been dealing with this week. But it's good to see y'all, man. You guys make me feel good, man. Seeing you guys brings me life, man.
You can't come here.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that on your Facebook, I remember hitting you up.
Yeah, right. He was like, it's really sad, but
you can't come here with some sad ass shit and make him. Hey,
you know what, man? This is the thing. He wouldn't want me to.
No, I got you, brother. Hey, life is too short, man. We lost one of our at my current job. One of our technicians was killed in a motorcycle wreck over the weekend. So now I got to replace that motherfucker, bro. Shit.
He took it a trite.
Yeah, bro, took a damn a trite. It ain't like the Navy where I get like you get a free pass for somebody not. No, now I gotta fill it. Hey, now I gotta fill another position, bro.
Let's be honest though. In this current job, attrition don't matter. They don't give a shit. It's almost encouraged.
Shout out to my boy Seti Adams, bro.
Said that. Look at this. That's a cool cat right there. Look at him, man. Two picking
on the cast at night.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my boy right there. He's one of them Masonic cultists like myself and Scott. So shout out to my boy Seti.
Oh, yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. Stuff's starting to make sense. Yeah, 100%.
I got, man, me and Scott probably could tell some stories about Sed, bro, but he'd be in trouble. His ass be locked. Hey, the feds be kicking the door in right now.
Names are reserved to protect the innocent. I will not do such thing. We're just gonna have to bring Sed on the show, man. I'm not gonna do such thing. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna put him out there like that.
Nah, that's my man. He's
from the real Chicago. You know, you can't talk too much shit. He might show up and fuck somebody up. Like that shit. I watched him try to fucking beat up a fucking Master Chief in a fucking cheese mess one time. Like, I mean, this motherfucker ain't no joke. Like,
says my name. Says one of them light skin. You know what I'm saying? You don't mess with them light skin.
He wanted them high yellow brothers.
Yeah, man. You know,
bright skin motherfucker.
Ty.
Yes, sir.
How's your week been, man?
It's been good. I mean,
good.
Just working.
It's good.
Like it's good.
Yeah. You know, like it's just good. It's all right. I'm doing okay.
I will tell you this, Ty. When next time I see you, bro, I called Scott this week and was like, "Hey, bro, I'm out the edible game, bro. I can't do it. My body can't take it."
Yeah, I told you to leave that stuff alone, man.
You forgot your name again? See, he just had another edible just now. You see that? That's what happened.
It creeped into his Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Now he's back. He's kind of back. There he is. Now he's back.
About to get mad, Al.
No, I was.
Don't be breaking shit.
Bro,
you know, it's funny. Nothing can be funnier than the last time there was issues. And for nobody that knows, like, you can see stuff in the background, and you can see Al about to throw everything in that room out the window. Like, stuff was hitting the ground. It was comical just watching you run around and breaking up, because it almost felt like I was flipping one of those cartoon books where you see the image go across, and everything was a different movement. It was funny.
If my shit drags a little bit today, I'm going into the fucking bedroom, kicking my kids off the fucking internet, kicking my fucking wife. Like, y'all motherfuckers read a book, grab a magazine, get some coloring pencils out, draw some pictures, get off the damn internet. Y'all hogging up all my shit, all my Wi-Fi. Go read a book.
Come into the kitchen, all the Wi-Fi is gone.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Today is today's going to be a fun one for sure. And I think that unlike other ones, I think that we should take a couple minutes to kind of talk these guys up before they come on, just because I know for a few of us, we've known them for a long time. One of these guys in particular, I think we did the same amount of time in the military, and we both met when we were just like shitting in diapers, right? Like E5, 03, like just in the beginning of recruiting, grinding it through. And then I know Al, one of the other guys you were with over there teaching people how to recruit. And so
don't give him that much credit. He didn't teach nobody.
I don't know.
Shit.
He looked kind of good in them photos, though.
Man.
Oh, he's a sexy beast, bro.
He was sitting in the photos like this. He was that guy. They said, "Hey, we need a recruiting photo. Get him." And he was like, "Yep, I'm there. I'm going."
Tall,
right
sexy.
Man, let me grab my fan real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna pull myself down. It's hot as a witch's tit in Texas in here. I gotta switch it, man. I got this hoodie on. I'm about to die.
In the wool sock.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull myself. Ty, pull me.
Hey, he's in there sweating and shit.
Yeah,
that big ass mansion. You ain't got fucking AC in the West.
Nah, bro. You know he's in the dungeon doing that podcast.
Yeah, he's in the green room.
Yeah.
But no, like, getting back to like what you were saying. Yeah. So it's funny when you talk about like you and Cristian like starting off. The shitty part is that motherfucker retired and makes more than all of us. That's some bullshit. You know what I mean?
We did all the work. All of us the whole way through.
Did all the work, and he makes all the money. What kind of bullshit is this?
I don't know.
No, but these guys are legitimate, just beasts in their own right and what they did. Especially when you talk about, and we're just two people on the podcast who happen to know these gentlemen. But when you really get down to brass tacks, there's a million people out there that probably owe a lot of their success and career to these two gentlemen. I mean, these guys I was blessed to have, I've had some fucktard skippers and throughout my career. And, I really have. Like, and
they were saying the same shit about you when the doors were closed and you weren't around.
I'm sure, but I mean, I was the same guy who fucking failed. In fact, Stover was the XO, and I want to apologize now. I failed fucking the commanding officer on a fucking PRT.
Yeah,
like,
but
Stover hired me. Like it was like you're the.
I heard he couldn't come on today because he's working out right now.
No, not him. I fired the fucking.
No, him. Fired. I heard he was working out today.
Oh, probably, but I no. He Sharp. Sharp ain't working out. That motherfucker probably big as a house right now. But I felt him on a PRT on his tape and weigh-ins, and I had to go talk to fucking Rudy and fucking the XO about like what the fuck is happening. I'm like, that motherfucker fat, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. But no, they. I've been blessed to have both of these gentlemen as in charge of me. Right? They herded me around for fucking years. But it was definitely a for real an honor because I learned a lot, right? And they for an officer like and I'm not a big fucking fan of the cake eater community, right? It is what it is. But I will tell you, these gentlemen, when it comes to leadership and taking care of their people and just top coverage, like Ty had mentioned in one of the podcasts back, top coverage, like there was a lot of times like I probably should have been fucking standing in front of them in dress uniform explaining myself, and I wasn't because they trusted me. They believed in me. I was loyal. I was loyal to the team, and they really took care of me. I know Matt goes way back when it comes to Cristian, but I tell you what, just the time that I was with him in New Orleans, and then it was with Rowdy and fucking at Noru, man, it was great because it made my job as a senior chief a whole lot easier when you can walk into a commanding officer's office and they actually listen to what you're saying and aren't like, I don't give a fuck. When they actually give a shit and they take what you say to heart and they really, they find value in what their people are saying, man, it's a game changer when it comes to, because, we're the conduit between the JOs and the enlisted team, as chief petty officers. And it makes it a whole lot easier when you have a commanding officer, the head of the snake, who has your back and supports you like they did. I mean, you can't, and I don't want to speak too highly of them because they both, shit on me a couple of times, right? Got in my ass. And I'm going to tell a story today about being rowdied. If you never heard that term, trust me, I'm going to tell a story about being rowdied. I'm going to throw it out there.
How you said being what? What was it?
Rowdied. Being rowdied. Yep.
Okay. I never heard of that.
Well, I mean, a little bit without further ado, then, if you enjoyed being rowdied, I mean,
Matt, I didn't hear Matt.
Well, that's because Rowdy's music's playing over my voice.
Oh, is that? You mean like Rowdy Ronnie Piper?
Worse.
There they are.
I could take Rowdy Piper in a fight. I don't know if I could take Mark.
Yeah. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hey, Mark, no guns on the show. No guns on the show, Mark.
Cristian been working out after he retired. Look at him. He looks like 30 years younger.
He shaved his beard. He
doesn't have to work with Al anymore. He ain't got to do shit stressful.
No, man. Life is good. Life is good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
so,
we want to first thank you guys for coming on. It's a pleasure to always talk to people that we respect so much. I mean, we talked about you guys just now coming on, but there's one thing that I remember about just serving with you, Cristian, through the whole time is you were one of those guys that you would walk through the room and you would say, hey, take care of you, take care of your family. All that's important. And there were so many times in the recruiting game where you were like, yeah, they said that because there's people watching. But when you listened to what you did and I saw how you were and how you interacted with everybody, it was always true. And that was something that, from the time I met you to the time I retired, I was fortunate and blessed to have you come speak at my retirement. Like it's just amazing to know you, and I'm glad I get to see you on here. So I just welcome, man. Welcome.
One thing he could never do is blouse his pants right. He never got the blousing strap part down ever. Like he just couldn't figure it out. I don't know what was going on. He bloused like he was in the army.
Yeah.
That's when they had the seamstress like put those things in because I was too lazy to do it.
That's funny.
Oh my God. So we'll start. So I'll save my story for a minute, but I guess we can start with, you guys kind of introduce yourselves and tell us about, where you came from, where you're at, what you've done, your career, right? Just life after the military, what you're doing now.
Sure, man. Let me just start by saying this is an absolute honor and a privilege to be on this podcast with all of you. I mean, I've grown a few pounds since you last seen me because I'm living a good life, but I see a few of you have been living the good life too. And that's okay, right? But our time in uniform been amazing, and the stories we have, and just the privilege to be on this podcast with all of you, honestly, is a privilege of a lifetime, especially in light of Veterans Day coming up and our Marine Corps birthday coming up tomorrow. This is what it's all about. This is why we do what we do. And just spending time with you, honestly, has been something I've been so excited about. And I got my partner right here next to me, on your right, my left. And we wouldn't miss this for the world, because him and I are kindred spirits. And we met each other later in life and through our military history. But what we have united is our history with all of you. And that's what we're excited to talk about tonight. Leadership and everything else. It's just one of those things that all of us have united. And so I would just say this: 20 plus years in the uniform, and the biggest privilege and honor was serving with people like all of you. And here I am, retired in uniform, getting fatter and fatter. But those memories are like yesterday, and I got stories for all of you. So as soon as you tell one,
Okay. So there it goes. So first, let's do this real quick.
Every one of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So let's do this real quick. So Cristian, if you don't mind, give everybody a brief background of yourself, like where you're from, what brought you into the Navy, how you got into the Navy, and then ultimately just maybe a little bit about your career. And then at the same time, Rowdy, right after, if you could do that as well, we'd like everybody to get to know you.
Yeah, let me know what you're drinking too.
Talk about ourselves. So
Yeah.
we tried to avoid that, but
Man, how good looking is that guy next to me, by the way? All right. So,
I've got panty pudding.
Hey, quick rundown. I'm honestly the son of a military brat. My father served 26 years in the Air Force. So I, as a young kid, grew up moving base to base, overseas, and all those things. So it was always something that, I aspired to and just appreciated and wanted to follow. So for me, the path was pretty clear. I wanted to serve my country just like my father and his father before him. I mean, that was just something I had to do. I had the great privilege of being the very first to go to college out of my family's line. And, we found out about this incredible opportunity called ROTC that pays your way to school and all these things. And, I just went that path with a lot of support. So I went through ROTC and was, the most fortunate man at the point in time to get a commission. And, 26 years later, I had the opportunity to retire. But between those 26 years was the most amazing story you could ever imagine. Serving with people like, Matt and Al, not Al, Matt. Just, listen, my father was a senior enlisted. He was a senior master sergeant in the Air Force. So an E8 at the time. And, I learned so much about him and leadership from his perspective and just service. And, I think that clearly the model that he served for me and, what I was able to witness and see and be experienced to, I think is just not natural, because I got to see things that you all get to see, but the rest of the world doesn't get to see. So when I had the opportunity to serve and be an officer, I had that background and experience, and I took that with me to, the levels that I could. And, 26 years later, the most amazing story ever is my United States Naval Service. And that's all I got to say.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Cristian?
I'm all over. Thanks for saying that. I lived in Italy. Here's a fun fact, by the way. Thanks for saying that. So, my mother is Colombian from South America. And my father was stationed while he was in the Air Force in Colombia for 9 months and met my mom. And stole her away and brought her back. That still doesn't sit well with the rest of the family. But
so he human trafficked her.
Yeah.
Early. Okay.
But most people do not know that I am half Colombian, and I cherish that part of my heritage and my country. And I just spent the last 3 weeks over there in Colombia with all my cousins. People look at me and they're like, "That dude is not Colombian." Yeah, I am. I'm not Colombian. But long story short, my mom married my father, and he served a incredible career in the Air Force, and that's kind of, we moved all over the place, and I spent many years in Italy, England, all over the place. But they finally settled in Pensacola, Florida, when I was, in my 6th, 7th grade years, and that's kind of where I grew up and made my way to New Orleans. And we have a few stories about New Orleans later.
Oh yeah, we do.
But
Who that, baby?
But I grew up in a military family, and very proud of that beyond belief.
Yeah, I'll keep mine quick and short. It's kind of crazy that. So I started working for Cristian when I was at Noru. He was the N7, so we were both 05s at the time, and then he had to be cool and make 06 and all that. Equals, but really quick we became brothers. I mean, it's just like it's that veteran thing where you just know, like, hey, we're connected. It's the same thing, as much as I hate to say it, like with Al and Al, but that hurts me to say it. Just, you guys got to understand that.
What is so unique
out of your face? It looked painful coming
Listen, what is so unique is like 8 out of 10 people are like, "Oh, I'm so proud that I got to serve with you guys. Al was cool too." Like 8 out of 10 people do it. I don't know. It's crazy.
Al. No, yeah. I genuinely love Al, but it's kind of funny. Like, I'm also, my father was prior enlisted. He was a Mustang Navy guy, became an officer. My mother is Guatemalan, so I'm a mix too, the same kind of deal. So we kind of have a lot of the similarities of just coming up. I don't know if that has anything to do with our leadership style, but from what I've heard, we have a lot of the similarities. I might have some rowdyisms more that Cristian has, but I'm sure Al will try to embellish that a little bit more later, which are all lies. I just want to say that right now. But I'm a Texan, so I love the Dallas Cowboys. I know I'm hated right now. I'm sorry. I love the Texas Longhorns. I mean, come on, it's America's team. I'm going to kill your podcast right now. I'm sorry, but this is the reality. So
look, man, if I got a kid at A&M, I got to rep it. You know what I mean?
Come on, Matt.
Hey, he's smart. He went to the military school, not the one where they're running. Never mind. I don't even want to get into that right now. We're not gonna
actually, I agree with you on that one.
Hey, Matt J, before we get further, as well as I do, any team that's winning is Al Hero's favorite team.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
He's got that big Georgia Bulldog in the back.
Right next to my dad, Ron DeSantis. I'm on the train.
I wore a Longhorn hat and a shirt, I think, while we were at Noru because he wanted a good fit rep. I think I remember that, Al.
EP all the way, sir.
That makes complete sense, actually. He probably learned all their names. He learned every position they played. He knew all the Heisman winners and the draft picks. He's like, Texas is our team. That's what we do. Texas is what we live.
Georgia, that's what we do. Alabama, that's what we do.
Roll Tide, baby.
Well, in New Orleans, he was the biggest Roll Tide fan on the planet.
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Well, listen to what he's anyways.
Right now, that Dusty's over there turning over. He thought you were his Georgia friend, Al. He's not very happy right now.
Dusty, I'll send you a butthole pic later, bro. We're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you ain't getting no more football picks from him.
Oh, he'll get some picks from me though.
Hey, before we get into much more, I do want to say, DJ, man, what you opened up with means a lot to us, and we appreciate your transparency and your honesty, and that's the world we live in every day. We can have fun tonight, and I can't wait to have much fun. But what you had to open with, listen, we feel you, and I just want to let you know we're thinking, we're with you.
I appreciate you, man. I really do. That means a lot. Absolutely.
So
let's hear the story, Al. I got to hear it.
Okay. So
let's see how you got rowdied. I'm ready.
Bro, it was bad.
Oh, come on.
It was bad. So
I deserved it. First of all,
I did not.
Hey, start off every sentence with "I deserve this" because everyone knows that's how every Al story should start.
So I'm gonna start with a small one.
True.
So
True.
We're doing NDOC, and he's the commanding officer is in NDOC with a fucking coffee mug, and we're talking about being professional, and these students better do what the fuck they're supposed to do. And every sip of coffee he makes at the bottom of his coffee mug is this, and it says "fuck you." Like it's a fuck you coffee mug, and he didn't realize he was doing it, and he's just drinking coffee and shooting the fucking whole front row of bird every time he gets coffee. And it was phenomenal. He left the room. They're like, "Did anybody notice his cup?" I'm like, "Oh, I noticed."
I would like to say that's a complete lie, but I remember that story, and I'm in tears because I walked out, and Al, the chief that I ran into, is our departed good friend, Chief Messino. And I ran into her, and I'm like, "Carolyn," I'm like, "Chief, I screwed up. I just did this whole thing about ethics, integrity, and being everything. And I had my Black Rifle coffee mug that said, 'fuck you.' And I think it said, it was something bad. And so
it was bad.
There was something the whole time. And I walked out and I told Carolyn that, and she's like, "Oh, hey, sir. You know they don't listen to you. You know, there's not one person there to listen to you. Don't worry about it." And so I was like, "Oh, well, Carolyn told me that." So I mean, and she was a tough chief. I was like, "All right, I'm good." I go back to my office. The next day I go to the coffee mess. I get a coffee and I run into a couple of students, and they're like, "Hey, sir, I got to tell you that mug was awesome. Where can I get one of those?" And I'm like sitting there like, "Oh my God. I'm horrible."
See, you didn't know it. You didn't know it at the time. But you immediately, for everybody there, was like, "This is our motherfucker right here. This is going to be awesome. If we get an alcohol related incident, we're going to be good to go. Second chances and everything." Because that's what happens in Pensacola.
Yes, it's good leadership. That's it. Good.
I'm not afraid to be me, guys. I'm not afraid to be me.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna tell the story because I had my ass shoot a couple of times, which most of it was warranted. This one time was not. I was sitting in my office with there were students in there and other chiefs, and we're in there. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. It was probably fucking off. I don't remember. But here he comes down the hall, comes in my office, and when I say lights me the fuck up, I mean like he's like, "Didn't I ask you to have some kind of report? Like you were supposed to have this to me a couple of days ago. When I asked you for something, Senior Chief, I fucking expect it to be done exactly how and when I ask. Not late, not I'll get to it exactly how I want." He's like, if you want to be a fucking Senior Chief, you need to start acting like a Senior Chief. Because right now, I'm not impressed with your just rips me apart, and then like storms out, and then like comes back one more time, is going, and I'm sitting there with a guy named Wes Spindler. Me and Wes are sitting there, and he leaves again. I'm like, "Fuck is he talking about?" He's like, "I got bad news, bro." He's like, "You were on leave." He gave that tasker to, I think, somebody else. He's like, "That wasn't even." He's like. I was like, "I thought it. I didn't think." He was like, "Why didn't you say something?" I was like, "I'm not fucking stupid. Like I'm gonna like, sir, let me." I was like, "Maybe I fucked up." So then he's like, "No, it wasn't you." So what do? I turn around, I get the fucking report done as fast as I can. I send it to him, and then I don't remember if somebody told him later it wasn't me. Like I walked by his office, I don't even make eye contact, just fucking shut up. Walk by, he's like, "Senior, come here." I'm like, "Fuck." I walk, he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like everything was cool. I'm like, "This motherfucker bipolar." He's like, "Hey, all the students are where they're supposed to be here." I'm like, "Yes, sir, everything's good. Everything's perfect." He was like, "Why didn't you mention to me that wasn't your task?" I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like in that moment, there was no fucking way I was saying shit, but aye, sir. I will fucking get it done. But it wasn't even me. I was on leave. I didn't know the fuck the tasker was. So Wes was like, "Yeah, it wasn't you,
You're on
bro."
duty 24/7, hero.
Apparently.
That cell phone's issued, bruh. You better have that with you at all times.
I mean, he's also the same guy who wanted to unite the team, and we were divided by a fucking wall. And they were like, "You guys better not." And I come in like one day, there's a fucking door cut. It's all framed up.
It's pretty funny. Like
we hit it during inspections with lockers. We put lockers and shit in front of it.
Al was our CB on the crew or whatever, and
that's not saying much. I promise.
So Matt, there's I don't know.
Saying less.
Did you do time or not? But there's this huge divide. It was like two gangs. It was like
they wouldn't let me go there.
Yeah. Well, so half of them were like Norla teaching the CRF, the other half were teaching, and they were like, they're like gangs about it. And I got so tired of it. I'm like, you guys keep this up, I'm going to knock down that concrete wall. And they all looked at me like, you're crazy. And I am crazy. So I went over there and knocked the wall down and ended up on a admiral's investigation for it. So it was great. But yeah,
structural integrity. We had to do something about it.
We tried to do it the right way. We went about it the right way. We called the combat. We called the fucking Corps of Engineers, and we tried to go about it. And they were just dragging their feet. He was like, "That wall's coming fuck down." Oh, and it came down.
And here's the funny part of that. When I went to the investigation, I think it went through Stover, and it went all the way up. They came down, and the guy investigated me.
It was not easy being his superior officer.
And so we went all the way back to the admiral, and the admiral got it. And the JAGs are like, "Sir, you need to do. You need to like fire him. You need to give him a letter of reprimand or something else." It was something else. It's something. It was going to be something to cover the admiral's ass. And the admiral said, "Well, we're going to do COA 4." And he's like, "Sir, we didn't give you COA 4." And he's like, "Yeah, you're going to do nothing because that's called leadership." And they did. And he was like, he did what everyone should have been doing instead of worrying about all this other stuff. And so I was like, knock the wall down.
It did go through me, and I said, COA 1, fire hero. The admiral said,
and they were like, "We can't fire someone with the last name Hero. He's at recruiting school."
Oh, we rallied.
Seconds, I didn't think fire hero.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right, Christian. We rallied around him. Anytime somebody was coming in, we had fucking lockers lined up with curtains and shit. You didn't even know there was a hole there. Like we just, we got it. Don't worry about that shit. Ain't nobody ever gonna know.
The best part of being at Noru was guys like Noru. I mean, Al and Wes and Rudy,
CD, I hear you.
CD. I mean, we had such a great team, and like honestly, there's a lot of humor at my expense, and I deserve it. But if there's people that I would call like for anything, these are the guys I would call to. So I love Al, and I love the jokes. And as a veteran, if you're not getting made fun of, then
they don't like you.
They don't like you. Yeah.
So I feel like Al really loves me a lot.
Well, and I fucking Stover got me the first time I ever met his ass. I'm in Meridian, fucking Mississippi. I don't know who he is. I haven't even checked in yet. I've come walking by him, bebopping by him. He's in uniform. I see it's like it said like fucking Narla on it or whatever, right? New Orleans. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, hey, I'm coming there. We talked for a minute. He's like, okay, cool. You're the fucking CFL. I was like, fuck, what? Like I'm the fuck already. And the day one out the gate, I failed the fucking skipper during a fucking
all lies, guys.
Day one.
Yeah, it was.
Day one. Skipper got I taped him.
You guys want to know the truth of that story?
Let's hear it.
Matt,
Look at
DJ.
Yeah. I want to hear it. Let's go.
That was all lies, what he just said. So listen, we show up in Meridian, Mississippi, which is in the middle of fucking nowhere. As
Scott went to school there. Scott went to A school.
Yes, Scott went to A school there.
Well, yeah, there's nothing there but us.
Yeah, well, there's an exchange, kind of. And we're walking out of there, and it's me. I'm the XO at the time, and my skipper. And this short motherfucker midget shows up.
Is that Al?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Let's just call him Al. Right. And he's like, my shit doesn't stink. I'm the best thing that you'll ever see. And like, how many times have we heard people in our positions talk about how great they are and how they can move the earth and all these things? 99% of the time, those people are all gas and,
Yep.
And so I hear this from a 5'2", 5'1",
5'3" with my boots on.
Listen, so I'm like, whatever. Like, I mean, we're just trying to get back to our room, and he holds us up like hostages, talking about how great he is. And that's what I left that night with. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like, man, we got to deal with this guy. And I'm the XO, so I got to deal with him for 3 years. And so I think most of us, honestly, have run across people like that, talk the talk, but can't walk the walk. So, I let time pass, and, he joins the team, and Here's what I gotta say without getting into too many details. He's the 1%. As much as I didn't want him to be the 1%, because he annoyed the shit out of me and he couldn't. Man, if that one person did not deliver exactly what he said, man, it is him. And so that's what I respect at the end of the day, man. I don't want to hear bullshit. I don't mind to talk. You got to walk the walk. I hate to say this. Zero walk that fucking walk.
For sure.
I got lucky.
But that dude didn't stop talking shit for 3 years.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
When I was coming
1%, he's on here.
Well, when I was coming to y'all, Rudy fucked me. I wanted him on it because I wanted to fucking tell him. You told me I was going to New Orleans. Like, I had a house on Belle Chase. My household goods were in Belle Chase. My fucking kids were registered. My kids were registered in school in Belle Chase. 2 weeks before I show up, he calls me. He's like, "Hey, everything." I'm like, "Yeah, everything's going good. I'm already settled in. Everything's good. I'm gonna be." He was like, "What do you mean settled in?" I'm like, "I fucking check in exactly 2 weeks." He's like,
"You ain't moved in yet?"
He fucking yelled. He was like, "I fucking told you to be flexible." I'm like, "Flexible?" He's like, "You're not going to New Orleans." I'm like, "Where the fuck am I going then?" He was like,
"Meridian, bitch."
Yeah, and then I played the game. I was like, well, CR, I've got a fucking UDA that says otherwise. He says, "No, you don't. Check your email." He's like, "You got a fucking UDA to Meridian." I told my wife, and she was like, "Where the fuck is Meridian?" So we show up. I do 2 years in Meridian, and then Rudy convinces me, like, I need you in Gulfport. So then I PCS, my wife quit school again, PCS my family again, fucking 24 months later to do 2 more years in fucking Gulfport. Oh, Rudy got me good. I mean, got me good.
Hey, can I ask a question? Al, Matt, we know you guys better than anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been together.
Oh, yeah.
I've been listening to y'all on your podcast, and what DJ and Ty have been doing is honestly inspirational. It's a lot of fun, especially when you close your mouth and they talk. That's a lot of fun. But listen, I just want to attribute just immense respect for you guys and what you're doing. And so we're here today, not to relive all the stories, but like DJ, Ty, I'm interested in your stories and your questions. What you got to ask, or what do you got to say?
Yeah.
Well, Ty, you go ahead and start. You go ahead and start off.
Should we?
I got the hot
should we
seat
pay the
coming
bills
up.
and come back?
Now, Hero, to shut up.
Yeah, let's take a quick break and let us pay the bills real quick, gentlemen, and then we'll come back. And then I do have some questions, and I really appreciate getting to ask them. So we'll be right back.
Get ready to groove to the electrifying sounds of DJ Royal T, the maestro of mixing who knows how to turn any event into an unforgettable dance sensation. Royal T Entertainment is here to bring you the ultimate musical experience straight from the ones and twos in your ears and through your body to activate them dancing shoes. Get ready to sweat, party, and have a good time while your DJ needs are being blazed by none other than me, DJ Royal T. I have spent years crafting together a DJ entertainment empire that promises a customized blend of musical tracks, mix and mastering, and top quality sound, all while providing a vibrant ambiance to accommodate any of your DJ needs. Royalty Entertainment Services is your premier one-stop shop for top-tier musical entertainment, and is hosted by yours truly. For more information, reservations, and booking, feel free to look around the website at godjroyalty.com. I am DJ Royalty, and this has been another Royalty Entertainment production. Yeah.
Got Your Six Culture is a veteran-owned t-shirt company that's making a powerful impact, one t-shirt at a time. These guys are simply badass. Whether you're a proud veteran or a family member or a patriot at heart, you're going to find the perfect tee that speaks directly to your soul. But wait, there's more. When you shop at Got Your Six Culture, you're not just supporting veterans, you're supporting American small business. You're also supporting the dream of veteran-owned small businesses around the world, and these guys put heart and passion into everything through designing all their t-shirts right here in the USA, ensuring you have top-notch quality in every design that you purchase. Show your appreciation for veterans and first responders today, and head over to GotYour6Culture.com and browse their amazing collection of products. And guess what? Our friends at Got Your Six have a badass treat special for our listeners. Use the code Triple Threat at checkout and get an exclusive 15% discount on your purchase. So show your support for our heroes of country and community. Shop at GotYour6Culture.com right now. And don't forget to use the code Triple Threat at checkout for an additional 15% off. Hashtag same flag, same oath.
What's going on, veteran family? Jeff with Veteran Mortgage Solutions here. And if your days of opening doors like this are done, and now you're ready to open doors like this, then come join us any Tuesday or Thursday for our free VA Home Loan Boot Camp so that you can understand the VA Home Loan benefit that you earn from your time in service. Click the link below, choose whichever date works best for you. We'll see you in there.
All right.
That was legit as fuck. I'm just saying. It's the first time I've seen that.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to show that to y'all. That's why I asked y'all to make those videos. Just a little something I did when I was making that video for Jeff this week.
That was pretty
Ty,
impressive.
Ty, when you're bored,
he
you
was
make
an
some cool
Ewo
shit, dude.
He was an Ewo skipper. He was
I was trained by a lot of
Army.
Navy guys.
Very
Oh,
smart.
Ewo. Okay, I'm an EW guy too, so that now I understand.
Makes sense.
That was that.
Excellent.
All right.
You got
That's
Navy
awesome.
blood. Makes sense.
Yeah, Chief Scott Priest was probably my biggest Navy mentor. I think he ended up being a senior, but Scott Priest, he was a UO in 07, 09. He was part of the UO school there in Victor Base Complex. So yeah, I had a lot of good experience with EWOs in the Navy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I do have a question for you. And I retired as Sergeant First Class 2017. I deployed a bunch of times. So what I was going to ask is, I spent a lot of time on staff. It started in 2003 when I got moved to the division rear TOC to work in the 101st TOC. So from that, I gained a lot of experience. So I always had real good relationships as a senior NCO with, the lieutenants, with the company grades, with the field grades. So a lot of times in the Army, there's no fraternization. So how were you so confident to where you could have those relationships with senior NCOs that it seemed like I had? Because I thought I was always an anomaly. How do you build that? And then what did your superior officers think about those kind of relationships?
Well, Ty, those are great questions. And first and foremost, you got the best beard on this whole team.
Way better than that. Yeah, I just got to throw that out there.
Super healthy, and I wish I could grow one.
One color. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Right. A legitimate question, right? And listen, there's no right answer. I'll just tell you that. At the end of the day, it's about trust. and how you develop that trust with your subordinates and with your seniors. And, all those are going to be different, not just across the services, but across, the branches and everything we work within. So what I'll say is, it's important to establish that trust and sincere trust, and that will open the doors to a relationship that is mutually, beneficial from the subordinate to the senior. So I don't think it's contingent upon a service or a branch or anything like that. And so, your experience is going to be different than Matt's experience, Al's experience, my experience, but the genuine leadership always shines through. And that is contingent upon senior officer leadership and senior enlisted leadership, right? Those have to go hand in glove. You can't have one without the other. And I think all the services are very good at doing that, to be honest with you. It just takes unique leaders, unique senior enlisted leaders, unique senior officers to recognize it and make it happen. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'm just telling you, it happens naturally across all the services, and it doesn't happen naturally across all the services.
Yeah.
It just needs a leader and a senior leader to make it work.
And I'll jump in there and just say, hey, certain communities within each service, it's easier. I was an aviator, and so I flew in a plane of electronic warfare, EW types. And so it was, there's 5 officers in the plane and, 16 to 19 enlisted. But when you're doing that mission and you're stuck in the same dang tube for 13 hours, day over day, you become just as close as you would as guys in a tank. Maybe not as that close, but you know what I mean? Like you can become close, whether or not you're inhaling each other's gases. And you become close. And so you have no choice but to become that connection with each other. And for aviation, that branches out. So once you're with,
I see you, CD.
Yeah. Once you have that connection in the aviation, those guys go back to their shops. And then when you're walking around, not in the plane, and you've built that bond with at least one person in that shop, hey, they're like, hey, Lieutenant Rowdy or whoever, he's a good guy. And you get that trust built in, then you get built into it. As long as you don't screw it up, you're connected and you can do it. So it doesn't work for every community, but it can be hard at times, especially as you go to the senior side or whatever, thing like that. But it's incumbent on the officer to figure out, creative ways to try to build that trust. Do you go in the shop and they tell you something and then you freaking, you destroy their career? Well, guess what? You're never going to be somebody they're going to trust. But as people start to see and you build a reputation for hey, that's a guy you can go to for help. And hey, the rule says this, hey, go talk to Cristian, go talk to Lieutenant Stover, go talk to whoever. Things change. And when they start seeing that, then guess what? The door is open and things get better for both sides because we're taking care of you. You're taking care of the people that you work with. So,
yeah. Hey, Ty, man, I hate to jump on that, but there's no black and white, man. It's so gray. And every relationship that you establish with someone has to be unique and genuine. Yep. Genuine is the word. Right? It can't be fake. It's got to be sincere, and you can't treat everyone the same, whether they're the same pay grade or whatever. Leadership takes in the norm, it's hard for a reason. You got to take every situation differently, uphold a serious standard. You don't ever drop the bar, but not everyone's the same. You can't treat everyone the same.
Yeah, but it is unique too in the military where you see a lot of Ty, for instance, a lot of the guys that we've heard you talk about, they knew you as a young soldier and they saw you progress and grow. And they were like, oh my God, Ty Cobb's coming in the door. We are freaking good to go. There's no question we're good. And so I really am blessed because when I caught back up with Cristian when we were in New Orleans, there was issues and things that need to be taken care of, but that work ethic and proof on both sides of the coin is built over a career. The military is a big organization, but it's small. Like you were talking, Rowdy, in the aviation community, especially, like, you know who you know, right? And so you have to earn that respect, but then you have to keep it as well. So that's the other key, right? Just because you walked in the door, they're like, okay, let's make sure we're still good. But I do think that you've brought up a lot, Ty, like people knew you younger and they saw you develop and like, we know who we got. And it was the same for me. I was going to New Orleans and I saw Cristian's name was there. I was like, I'm so happy. I'm so glad I'm going there, because I always tried to go somewhere nobody knew me, you know? And so it made it familiar, right? And I mean, let's be real. It was back in New Orleans, like where it all started, right? And so that was also really, really special to also see him go from being the XO to being the skipper to moving on from there and becoming a captain. Like I got to see him grow and do phenomenal things where I would, venture to say that on both of their ends, just like with a lot of all of our guys we've known, that they probably could say the same thing. Like we saw these guys grew. We remember they were younger and we saw it. And when you get to that level, I think when you have that good plane, both sides see the same thing, and that it's special to see. And I know that, it's great to see,
Matt, I'll say this because you're right. It's phenomenal to see it when it works. It doesn't always work, right?
Yep.
And so sometimes you got to hold people accountable.
Yep.
And not everyone's meant to raise through the ranks. And you also have to be the honest broker to say, this is not the person or, what's going to move up. Right. So at the end of the day, Matt, Al, Hero, listen, we loved each other. We held each other accountable from down the chain and up the chain. Like I would hold you and how many ass whippings and ass
more than I can count.
And then at the same time, you held me accountable, right? I had to be consistent. I had to be honest, transparent. You weren't going to give me a free ride, but the three of us worked our asses off together, right? So what I got to say about that is not rank specific. It's honor, it's respect, it's trust. And that goes both ways. Just because someone happens to be in a position of authority doesn't guarantee them shit at all. Right. It's so listen, you guys were all stars. I'm not going to deny it, but you got your asses chewed out a few times.
Well, and the good thing, I think, honestly, like from you, even when I got it from you or from Rowdy, it didn't matter. It was never personal. Like it was never personal. It was because it was warranted. It was deserved, right? I needed to be course corrected for whatever it was, even if it wasn't something I personally did, if it was something I was in charge of as a leader and somebody on my team, right, did something that fell on my shoulders. And it was great because it was never personal, right? I mean, it was, fire and forget.
Fingers at you.
No, but even if you were, it was never hey, here's what you're going to do to fix it. Go fix it. And let's move the fuck on and keep it moving. And that's kind of how we operate. And made things work a whole lot better. And one thing I don't think you knew, Ty, but Cristian actually worked and served at SOCOM. So he had all kind of every branch was in Tampa when he was at SOCOM.
Oh, in Tampa? So, yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I know about that, like what you guys are talking about is, that line, because abuse is when you get your ass whooped and you don't deserve it. But discipline is when you get that ass whooped and you know that you deserve to get your ass whooped. So at some point, you kind of feel a way that somebody had to get in your ass a little bit, but at the same time, you have to look at yourself and say, you know what, had I not done that, or had I would have thought, then I wouldn't have got my ass whooped. But abuse is when you're just getting hit over your head for stuff that you didn't have you didn't have anything to do with. So there's a big difference there. I spent a lot of time with, as an SH on the ship, I spent a lot of close time, because I was in charge of money and supplies and, I was in charge of cash collection and, I deal with a lot of money. So a lot of people can get in trouble for stuff I was doing. So I had a lot of close quarters with the officers and that people were over me, but we had real strong relationships because we trusted each other. They had to trust me that I was going to do my job and do it correct, because if I messed that up, that was going to be a big deal. You know what I mean? So But on a personal level, because you spend so much time with them, you do build a relationship to understand when somebody's having difficulties at home or, with family or wife or kids. And sometimes just because you're the higher person in rank doesn't mean that you have the best idea. Sometimes it could be that junior sailor or that young chief or somebody that gives you the best advice that you could have gotten. You're like, wow, this guy really got his head on straight. And you do understand from a personal level how you can communicate with that person. But I think when we come into like the fraternization talk and stuff like that, is some people use it as a way to say, you know what, if I rub elbows with, the XO or the CO, then I'm going to be taken care of. You know what I mean? But then there are those instances where it's like, hey, like you were saying about Al, that I knew this guy came in. I didn't want to give him too much benefit of doubt because I didn't want to shine his brass up too much. But when you really look at it, this guy was an awesome sailor. So you know that you can trust him. And that's a cool place to be in. And seeing you guys come on and being excited to be on here, man, it does my heart good, because the gratitude that you guys give us and being to sit in here with us and have these conversations, do this thing is what this is all about. This is what I wanted for our podcast. I'm super excited that you guys came on. I know I'm quiet. I don't have a personal relationship with you guys, but I do now, because I see the genuine air running out of you guys, just in the passion that you speak and how you guys talk. So I'm just thankful that you came in. I know I've been quiet, but that was my 2 pieces.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Scott's not going to be quiet for much longer.
Oh no,
because it's almost about that time. It's almost about that time.
But DJ, you would have been an awesome member of our team, and you were obviously incredible, influential member of any team you were on, because that's the attitude, man. I'm gonna get my ass chewed. Do you think for 1 second I didn't get my ass chewed?
Right.
Of an NRD, and 3/4 of my time was me getting my ass chewed, right? Part of it is just absorbing it, learning from it, and shielding it from your team, right?
Yep.
And that just happens naturally down. So like, I had bad days when I got my ass chewed, but that wasn't the day that I was going to chew someone else's ass, because I didn't want it to be that day. I absorbed it. I took it in. I was going to be smiling that day.
Yep.
And that's leadership 101.
Yeah.
Hey, Cristian,
all levels of the organization.
Scott's ass was in recruiting before I joined the Navy. That dude got so much recruiting experience. That dude, he told me, I was like, I was in recruiting in 1998. I was like, fuck, dude.
Scott put his ass in the Navy. You can thank Scott for the reason he came through.
Man, listen.
So before your hot seat, I do want to say one thing real quick. I never have been able to form. So Cristian and Rowdy both, and Matt, and all y'all know now, like what happened towards the end of my career, right at the end of my career, right? I should still be in the Navy right now. I was actually supposed to be until 2024. And then I decided that, you know what? I'm tired of not saying what the fuck I feel. And I'm about to give this fucking Commodore the respectful business. And I did. And it did not go in my favor. Did not end well for me. And I remember I reached out to Cristian and Rowdy for advice and for help, and was like, hey, here's what happened. Here's how it went down. I'm pretty much gonna retire in the next 6 months, but is there any way that you could help me? And they both did. They both stepped up. And Rowdy knew her, like they were pilots together. They went to school together. Cristian reached out, like they both did their best to really try to fight for me. And really they didn't really have any skin in the game. They really didn't have a need to, right, other than the fact that they served with me and I worked for them, and we worked together and we built trust and a relationship. But they both went to bat for me. Rowdy tried to get me, TAD, and they played the fuck games, but that shit doesn't exist all of a sudden, even though I was TAD to my current location. Like, hey, whatever. But I've never, now you're both together. I really appreciate you guys going to war for me and going to bat for me and having those conversations with, the 1 and 2 stars and the guys that were really pushing down on me at that time in my career, because I had never been in trouble my whole career. And all of a sudden at the end, I was like, you know what, Commodore, I think y'all are a bunch of fucking bean counters and this is some bullshit and y'all really don't give a fuck. And let me just be honest. And they were like, what? And I was, you tell a full bird Commodore that you have no intention of changing the way you lead and the way you operate and the way you do business, and you can and you're not going to, they don't like that. And it was not a very good week. But I do want to thank you guys, because y'all did go to bat for me and you did fight to try to help me and get me out of the hole I dug myself into, essentially. Right. I don't regret it at all. I'd do it again tomorrow if it fucking came down to it, because everything happens for a reason. I met these guys. I'm a part of this podcast. I'm doing great things. I'm with my family now, and that's the shit that matters. But I do want to publicly say I appreciate you guys going to war for me when you really didn't fucking have to. So I really appreciate it.
Hero, I got 15 seconds, and then I'm going to pass it on to Rowdy. Don't think for 1 second we haven't been in your shoes, my friend. You're no different than all of us that have wanted to say, and perhaps we did say things that, that cemented our future. And so, that's what we respect about each other. And at the end of the day, before Rowdy kicks in, it's like, man, I had to admit to myself that I had weakness and I needed help. And there was no shame in that game. I just promise you that, as much as you may think of me supporting you, wherever that fits in your mind, you supported me and I needed you and I needed help. And I got help from people like you that gave me strength. Hero, man, I watched you and your struggles, and I had the same ones. I just kept it a little closer to the vest. And then when I got to see, the benefits that you received from reaching out, I reached out. So, man, we help each other. That's all I got to say, man. I didn't do anything for you that you didn't do for me.
I appreciate it, brother.
That's dope.
Hey, allow me a quick second just to say, hey, I just want to thank you for this podcast. Like, the way it played out and everything, I've had a really rough year, and it's not about Mark Gates, Rowdy, but I'm just saying, like, things just happen for a reason. And as a veteran, I think we can all appreciate that. Like, randomly somebody is going to call you up in your like darkest day and just say, hey man, buddy check, how you doing?
Yeah.
And it just makes you kind of think, whoa, someone thought about me. So I just want to throw that out there. Like, you guys did a buddy check for me. You guys all think that officers have the perfect life and everything. It's equal across the board, like deep depression, major issues after retiring. Things are going great. This is not about Rowdy. I'm just saying, like, this podcast is really important. And I really hope that more people watch you guys, because you're freaking hysterical. Even Al. I mean, Al. But it's important because depression's a real thing with us and veterans, and talking to other people and realizing, like, oh wow, not that I was a badass or Christian was a badass, but if somebody thought that we were a badass, they're probably screwed up in themselves. But they thought we were badasses, and like, man, we have the same issues. And I go, wow, hey, let me just call a buddy. And all I got to say is, hey, thanks to you guys. I needed this trip. I flew out here to see Cristian because he's like, hey man, I'm not doing this podcast without you. And so you guys got a couple old friends back together, and I get to see Al. I get to see you guys. I meet some new friends, and that's what this is about. And you guys are doing amazing stuff. I'm your biggest fan. Cristian is too. And the only question I have for you guys is, I know you guys are going to make fun of the officers, but it says triple threats. But isn't there 4 of you guys? So
yeah.
I just, is that because the Army doesn't count?
I was a late addition, and they didn't. We were too far along to change it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Scott has the best explanation for this.
Okay, Scott. Okay.
So when people, so let me, I'll redo it for you again. So when people say triple threat, you look at it like basketball, right? Oh, yeah. When somebody gets the basketball, they're automatically in triple threat. They have the option to either drive, they have the option to pass, or they have the option to shoot. So when you think of it as what the real meaning is a triple threat is, with the 4 of us here on topics that we discuss, somebody can either shoot their shot with a topic, they can pass it to the next person, right? Or we can just go all in and be like Al and say, fuck it, and just go, right? But that's what it is. So we're a triple threat because, we also have the ability to be human, military, civilian, right? So there's all kind of threats that we have. So the triple threat isn't the number of people, it's what we are able to provide or bring to the table. Right. So that can clarify a little bit.
That's awesome.
Hey, DJ, thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Hey, and the last thing is this. I want to thank you, Rowdy. I learned a lesson from you that you'll never remember it. But
they're not done yet.
I'll tell you. I know.
Oh yeah, they ain't done yet.
The most valuable lesson I've learned in my career in the Navy, and I carried in the civilian world, is never ever respond all to a fucking email. Because I did it, and I took off running down the hallway and ran, and he didn't yell. I was like, "I got bad news, sir." That email the admiral put out, I fucking responded, but I responded all, and I don't know how to take. I don't know how to go in and take it back. And he was like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Well, it's."
Did I yell at you? Did I yell at you?
You read.
You should have.
You were like, "Don't do that shit again."
I missed it.
Don't do that shit again. And I was like,
Right.
"I won't." You were like, "But you didn't say anything too bad."
But no, he in his brain, he was like, when they call me, I'm going straight hangover. And I'm like, we've all done fucked up shit when we're drunk. You know what I mean?
He's like,
we've all done that.
I'm gonna get a call
Maddie
from
J,
someone.
that's the beauty of it.
Don't
Like,
worry about it. I was
listen,
like, "Oh shit."
that could have been us. That could have been me. I thank God it was Al, because then he takes the heat off. You know, that's the beauty of, honestly,
Passing that one.
the senior enlisted and the senior officers, man. We have so much to gain from each other, and so much to learn from each other, and so much to challenge each other. But we always got each other's back.
We always got each other's back. Yes, that's right.
That's it, man.
Gotcha, six.
So we gotta hold that thought though.
Organization that doesn't do that.
Yeah. So we're about to just hold that thought though until after this, because I don't know, man. You're about to be put in the hot seat. It's gonna be be fire hot.
Yep.
Here it comes. And here's the deal. It's another 2 weeks in a row, double hot seat.
Yeah, double hot seat. Double hot seat. So we're gonna get into it.
My asshole's burning right now. Let's do it.
Yeah, but it's always like that, Al. Don't lie. You know it's always like that.
So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna give you
DJ, you got us?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
DJ, we said nice things about you.
We were nice.
What I'm not gonna
Hey,
these aren't pointed to you to personally make it hot for you, but kind of. So it's gonna warm up your seats a little bit. So I'll just ask that you just be honest and just answer for us. And I'm gonna give it to you first, Cristian, and then I'm gonna go Rowdy. I'm gonna give you guys the same questions, and you guys can answer them how you want. All right. All right. We're gonna get right into it.
Let's do it.
So you got to get rid of one.
Oh, no.
Milli Vanilli or Village People?
Village People got to go, man. Listen, when I was in high school, Blame It on the Rain, like I could sing it today. Blame it. Rain.
Go ahead and sing it. Yeah. Did you see the documentary? You have to look at the documentary.
Wait, you say Milli Vanilli should stay around?
Is it my answer or his answer?
It's your answers first.
Milli Vanilli, 1,000%.
Needs to go away or stay?
No, they stay.
They stay.
No, no. Hey,
go ahead.
It's my turn.
Next question.
No, it's my turn.
Yep,
I
go
said
ahead.
the opposite. Milli Vanilli, that wasn't their voices.
But
They
it doesn't
cheated.
take.
They lied. Another guys that like fake the voices.
Listen,
Yeah.
I thought we got to answer my questions first.
No, he said you.
So
me.
you said Milli Vanilli stay. So then you're saying, Rowdy, what you're saying then is Village People stay?
I just by default because the other guys cheated.
All right.
Okay. All right. Next question.
Milli Vanilli
Get
win.
into it.
For the
All
win.
right. All right, Cristian.
Becky. Hi, Becky.
Who has to go? Or who's better in your view? Prince or Michael Jackson?
Ooh,
who has to go?
No.
Who's better?
Prince or Michael?
Oh, okay. That's done. I don't have to hesitate. Why are you hesitating?
Okay, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
My man. My man,
Is
Cristian.
that to stay?
No, who you think is better?
Prince all day long. Prince.
Oh, man.
Amazing. He played every instrument. The guy was a freaking master. Michael Jackson was trying to become someone else. And he liked little kids.
How do I like this guy?
Prince. Come on.
Okay.
In my house, in my bedroom.
There you go. So we're 50-50 there. All right, here we go.
Hey, you're ruining our friendship right now, DJ.
No, it's just getting hot.
It's
It's just getting hot. That's all. It's all. The can't ruin the friendship. All right, here we go. Would you rather, Cristian? Would you rather run downhill to kick some ass or run uphill to get some ass?
I'm definitely going uphill to get some ass.
Okay.
I love ass.
Now, what'd you say, Rowdy? I couldn't hear you.
Uphill. I'm finally agreeing with the guy.
Okay, so you both would rather run uphill to get some ass than run downhill to kick some ass. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's second. We're gonna do that too. But
Gotcha.
I know we're tight like Prince, CD, dude.
we're going downhill after we get the ass uphill.
Okay. LeBron James or Michael Jordan, who's better?
Jordan. You just said LBJ.
Rowdy, what you got?
Hey, I'm old school. Jordan. Come on.
Jordan.
I'm 71.
1,000%.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not a king guy.
Right. Okay.
I still got maybe 2, maybe 5 in my vocabulary.
You guys are going to miss it when he's gone, man. I'm telling you now.
No.
All right, here we go. When it comes to women,
Okay.
do you go by looks or personality?
You're hesitating.
Okay. I'm
Why
gonna be
hold
honest.
on, why don't you answer that?
When I was
Why-
younger, it was all about looks and definitely personality today, but that's not who I was a little bit a while ago. But today, personality.
Okay.
I hate to push the easy answer, but I actually agree with the old curmudgeon, even though he's younger than me. I was the same way. Looks, but now I'm all about personality.
Okay. Got it.
Unless she's
All right. We're halfway through, so we're going to heat up a little bit.
Halfway, shit.
Halfway through. Here we go. You got an 18-hour drive.
Yep.
And you only got 5 CDs that you can take in your car. What are those 5 CDs, Cristian, that you take?
Oh, I mean, I got to name 5.
5 CDs. That's it. You can't. That's all you got. And this is what you're going to be listening to.
I got a Chris Stapleton CD up in there.
that's a good
All right.
Yeah.
I got an NWA CD up in there.
I like that.
Okay.
I got George Strait CD up in there for sure.
All right. Because if he wasn't George Strait, would he be George Gay? I'm just.
How
But that's just no.
many is that? 3?
That's 3.
Man, I love Ice Cube. So anything Ice Cube related.
All right.
I got a new guy. What's his name?
Last
But I did start listening to a new guy.
CD.
Prince. It's way better than Michael Jackson.
I'll come back to you on that 5th one.
All right. Rowdy, what you got?
I go with like an 80s mix, just to keep it easy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then a big fan of
Well, see, look, I can't let you get out. I can't let you get out of that.
you
can't
need
get out.
specifics.
You can't get out of that. It's 5 CDs. These are CDs you buy in the store.
Yeah,
You can't buy
specifics.
80s mix.
All right,
Yeah.
The Cure.
I got Zach
Oh,
Brown,
that-
by the way. That's my
Zach
5th.
Brown.
Zach Brown's my
No, that was
Okay.
one of my Cure. Because you guys are like, who the fuck are these guys? You guys are old. Zach Brown.
Okay.
I'll go with who was I telling you earlier that I just saw in concert? Jason Isbell.
Okay.
Not helping you.
You're not helping at all. I give you one more. Rubber King.
Oh,
All right.
And they're like, who the hell are those guys?
Rubber
Yeah.
King.
From Texas.
Solid.
There you
Yep.
go.
I'm just
That's
gonna
great.
roll my window down and just stick my
There
head
you
out
go.
there. I don't know
You
anything.
listen to
Do you
that
know
stuff,
Robert
DJ.
Earl King?
Robert O'Keen will blow your mind. Just
Do you
full
know
Okay.
Robert Earl King?
Wreck.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Amazing. Amazing.
See? Expand. See,
Okay.
I'm gonna learn how to talk like you, and I'm gonna teach you about Robert O'Keen.
All right. Here we go. The Cristian, what is the best advice you have ever received?
Okay, that's a good one.
You know what? I mean, that's a hard question, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say this, and it means a lot to me. It's like, it's not personal, it's professional, right? So when I was,
is that the Godfather?
no, man, when I was a young officer and I was getting, some leadership attributed to me, I took it personal. I did, man. I mean, I think young kids today, and as I discipline my kids and people, they take it personal. It's not
Mhm.
personal. And so for me, that growth between taking it from a personal to a professional was a leap that I took, and it wasn't easy. So I'm going to tell you that clearly resonates with me in my life, and I try to share that with my kids. So don't take it personal. This is professional, but mean it, right?
Gotcha. Okay, Rowdy.
So mine hurts me to even think of this, and I'm glad you asked the question because I've never even thought about answering this. I worked on the Ronald Reagan, and the skipper was Captain Kraft. He retired as 2 or 3 star Admiral Kraft, and he was a rough man, but he was brilliant. And the first words I got from him, he made you go up to the captain. He made him go up to the where he drove the ship or whatever. I'm an aviator, whatever, the bridge. Thank you. And he made you go up there so you could feel his power and everything. He's like, and he would say this. He's like, "Hey, go hard early." And I'm like, "Huh?" And that's all he said. He's like, "You're dismissed." And you left, and you're like, "What the hell was that?" And I always thought about that, and I never really hit home until later in, a command tour and everything like that, and making all these mistakes. And then I would think back to this evil man that I got to know as Admiral Kraft, who's actually brilliant. He's like, "Go hard early." It's like, hey, if you're tough on them in the beginning, you can always go softer, but you can't go soft early and then get hard on them because it doesn't work that way. And so it's actually genius. And it's actually something that I never learned. I never applied because I figured it out way too late. I heard it, but I didn't use it. So, but yeah, I would say like go hard early.
Listen, I got to
like that.
I got to rescind my.
You can't rescind.
No,
yes.
I got to tell you why, because what I said, I do mean. But there was a saying that says, "Lean towards yes," and that honestly resonates with. And so, what Rowdy just told me made me think about that. Like that is my philosophy. 90,000%.
Find yes.
I want to find the answer to yes. Yeah. That doesn't mean yes is always the answer, but I lean towards yes. And there was an admiral that was like leans towards yes, and it resonated with me like nothing else.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So I think back my answer, and that's
okay. Well, you kind of went into this next one because
lean towards yes over his lean towards yes.
Gotcha. Well, because it kind of goes into the next one. So I asked you what was the best advice you received, but what is the best advice that you think that you have given to someone?
Lean towards it. No, I'm kidding. Listen, man, there's not a single piece of advice that I think suits every situation. But if you have empathy, that's the word. Like that's sympathy, empathy. And that's where leadership counts. So if you genuinely have empathy for a human being, one of your sailors, one of your soldiers, one of your airmen, one of your Marines, you're going to get to the right answer. Yeah. That's it, man. Empathy, genuine empathy.
Yeah. I'll keep it simple. I completely agree. Is like there's no simple answer to anything. And if you have a definitive answer that you always use, then you're wrong. So each person's different. And, if you care about your people, you figure it out. Sometimes it's hard love. Sometimes it's soft love, but yeah, absolutely. Empathy is huge.
I like 100%. That. All right. This one right here is going to get deep because we're getting to the last 2 questions of the hot seat.
Why do we got to look at Al again?
Hey, we could take him down.
Yeah, here we go.
See? Look at that.
All right.
Crazy raccoon.
Ty, thank you.
All right, Cristian, here we go. If you can bring one person back that you lost and have a conversation with them, who would you bring back? And what would that conversation be?
That I lost.
That's passed away. That's no longer here.
I mean, I'm not even going to think twice about this. Listen, this hits hard and it hits close to home, and it's selfish of me, but it's my love and my heart. I lost my mom this year, and there's no other person that means. Listen, as much as I care about everybody, I really do. That's the woman that nurtured me and cared for me, and I listen. 3 times a day 4 times a day, I think of her. She comes to my dreams, and I do the sign of the cross because that's the only woman that was everything to me.
Oh yeah. Is there anything that if you could bring her, if you can have a moment back with her and have a last conversation of something maybe that you didn't get to say or that you wish that you said, is there anything that resonates with you that you would like to say?
No, man. I think we said it.
Yep. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing. Rowdy, same question for you, my friend.
Brother, I gotta imagine this is a hard question for you to ask, given that you just went through this. But and I seem to follow this this pattern of following Christian's thing, whatever. But I lost my mom about 6 years ago, and I was supposed to get rid of her ashes 6 years ago, and I still haven't. So I think that says a lot right there. Yeah. So I haven't closed that path, but there's a million things that I wish I would have had done, and regrets, and things that I would have talked to her, and things that I want to talk to her right now about. But I just pray to God, and things will work out. But yeah, man, for you and for everyone else, I mean, it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you guys for that. I still got one more question for you, but I just wanted to enlighten on that. Is that the reason I asked that question is not to be disrespectful on any, but I think that sometimes we need to talk through some of the things that we don't normally talk through. And this is a way that you can put that out in the airways to let everybody know, in honor of your mothers, how much she meant, how much you love them. And we put it out into the atmosphere for everybody to have it. So I'm thankful that you guys answered that honestly, and that you guys were able to open up and give that out. So I did want to give you guys that. So shouts out to that. Give me some horns on that one. Ty, I need that for them. Shouts out. And goes out, condolences for the loss of your mothers. That, that's the person who brought us in here, So I can only All right. So Cristian, what is one thing that you want people to know about you while you are still here? What is one thing that you would like people to know? If they want to know anything about you, what would you want the world to know about you?
Man, I think that what I would like the people to know is, like, I'm still ready to work, ready to fight. Many of the teams I've been on, it's always been from the bottom up, a struggle. We never assumed a position of, we're going to win, right? It's always been like, we're from the bottom up. And so that's what I enjoy. Like, I'm ready to dig in and fight and get dirty. And I think if you talk to any of the people that I've ever been with, I've never asked anybody to do anything I wasn't willing to do. And so that's what I enjoy. I like taking teams from the bottom up because I'm ready to get dirty and fight, and we're going to make it happen. I mean, we're going to win it and win.
My man. All right. Rowdy, how about you, sir?
Hey, you can't beat Cristian. It's like coming behind him. I'll just say that I once again appreciate you guys and what you're doing. And honestly, I'll work for Cristian any day of the week. So when he starts his company, I'll be his wingman, and we'll do whatever we got going on.
I'm in.
Same with you guys. So I appreciate you guys. This is a great avenue to talk to veterans, and God bless you guys.
All right. Well, you guys have successfully made it out of the hot seat. I know it gets a little warm in the room, but you guys did an outstanding job.
But hold on real quick. You want to make the seat hotter? Can anybody name the thing that Scott Blake stole from the United States Navy during that hot seat? Anyone?
Ooh.
Show me that rad pen that you're using right there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. You see that? Hey, I keep it, man. Hey.
Hey, look, he's probably got a whole bag up in the corner. He's like, I'm never going to run out of pens. We ordered them every 30 days.
This thing's still working, man. I've been retired for some years. This thing is still writing.
You were asking the questions, and I was like, that motherfucker is talking to these dudes with a pen that we bought 10 years ago in Navy recruiting.
Fraud, waste, and abuse. I'm turning your ass in, bro. I'm calling the VA right fucking now.
Hey, I'm guilty.
If I may, like DJ and Ty, man, just being associated with two people that, you know, Rowdy and I think are salts of the earth, man. You know, we've been associated with many people in our career, 20 plus years. And honestly, Matt Johnson and Al Hero, I hate to admit it, are at the top of that list. And so the fact that you two have found your way with him, I mean, that means something to us.
Yeah.
Right? Leaders find leaders, winners find winners. And there's two people on this podcast, no disrespect to you, because you're in that company. They're just people that we love.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate the honor and opportunity that you even want to hold let's go.
Hell no. I tell you what,
Cristian, we tried out for this podcast. It was all about dick size. Like we lined up. They had a
so
bunch
you
of
know
people.
he's lying because he's Irish. But anyway,
so you're saying I got a tic tac penis?
No, that's me. So listen,
that's why you're
one thing I do want to say. One thing I want to say though is, Cristian, from what you just said, when you look at Ty and Scott, 100%. I met Scott when I came to Houston on my final tour to recruit, and then I met Ty, of all places, at a VFW convention. We had lunch one day. So I got to work with Scott. I got to work with Ty. And after retirement, you know, I just see them in the same arena that I see a lot of the people that I worked with. That's why we wanted to have you on. That's why we wanted Rowdy on. We want to talk to people. We want to talk to everybody, but we love talking to the people that mean the most to us, because they've helped us grow. They've helped us go through, you know, just different times. And then I just love to catch up with people after everything's done and kind of figure out, like, what are you doing now? How are things going? And to see you guys on here today, just the way that you guys are interacting together. You guys are funny as shit, by the way. It makes you feel good about what's moving forward. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, we could all get out and Rowdy, I appreciate that you said earlier that it's been tough, right? You get out, you don't have that same
network of people.
Yeah, you don't go down the hall anymore and ask Al Hero what the fuck is going on, right? And what are we going to do to fix it? And you need to go fix these people. And I got all these people that rely on me, and I got to take care of all these guys, and they rely on me, and they want me to be the one that leads them through the fire. And you get out, and then you come home, and you're like, shit, I got to lead myself through all that. I don't know how to do it. And so sometimes it's good to have these conversations. And that's why we do this. Come on here. You guys are welcome back anytime you want to say anything you want or do anything you want. If you just have some shit to say, be like, hey, can I jump in next Thursday for 15 minutes? Let's go. Because that's what we want to push. Because a lot of veterans have things to say. And I think if we allowed people to have their voice and say the things they want to say, we would have less of the problems we have in the veteran community. The problem is nobody wants to hear them, right? Because, you know, 6 months ago, everything I did, they were like, you are the best. You're protecting your country. And now you have people going, let me tell you what you got to do to fix that. They're like, I didn't even know that was a problem. Everybody else loved that, you know? So we just want to promote that, like, hey, if you got something to say, let's go and let's say it. We love talking to our friends. I appreciate you guys coming on. And I'm just happy to see you guys today. Like, honestly, it's just, it's a good,
I gotta say a couple things. One, you know, Rowdy flew all the way down here. I mean, it wasn't like he didn't invest time and money, right? That's what he did.
Yeah.
He came.
He's a baller.
It made my heart happy. We're just gonna have a good time talking shit about
Al Hero,
3 of 4. But at the same time, man, that's what's real, and that's what you get to see and witness in real life, that this relationship doesn't happen naturally. It happens by mutual respect. Yeah. And we respect all of y'all, and we appreciate y'all. And man, and
you guys stay together, man. That's the thing. Seeing you guys together, man, that's cool. That's true friendship. Like you said, you flew down to be with your partner. Those are the things that when people talk about military and what is it about the military, why are you guys so connected, is those things. You know, you have family is given to you. You don't really have a choice in it. Your friends are a choice. And if somebody chooses to fly, to be by your side for whatever reason it is, right? To have a drink, to catch up, to just have a shoulder to lean on. Man, those things are super important, and that's what we have built, and that's what the military brings that people don't understand. That camaraderie and that togetherness draws us together, man. And I love to see it, man. So I'm glad, Rowdy, that you're with Cristian, man. That's dope, man.
Well,
Scott.
So that's Veterans Day. You just defined Veterans Day right there.
So before we jump into the next topic, real quick, before we jump into the next topic, I gotta know, what are you guys drinking? Because I see glasses coming up.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always interested in trying new things. So what are you guys drinking?
Uncle
that
Nearest.
look expensive.
That does.
Yeah.
That was a retirement gift right there.
Only when the good friends come out.
Nice.
The good bottle comes out.
I like it. Well, now I gotta go look for that one in the store.
Yeah.
On the next episode, though, ask Al Hero about the corner desk he had when I.
Oh, no, I'm gonna tell you that was fucked up. That was fucked up.
That's it.
No, it ain't. That ain't it.
No. You gotta save that one.
I'm gonna
say this. Segue.
That shit hurts. That shit hurts still. I'm gonna bring it up.
People want to come back because it's so bad.
Hey, Al's gonna be on Facebook Live doing reels on that shit tomorrow.
I am.
Let me tell you about this fucking desk.
Hey, so I just want to throw this out there. So, Cristian, just for you, I know you guys can't see the comments, but you've got guys like Chase White in here watching you. Remember old Chase White? He's in here supporting you. Yeah, I know.
And by the way, he loves the way recruiting's going.
Hey, Seth Atkins is in here. Skipper Yates, Seth Atkins in here talking shit about you the whole thing, just so you know.
Hey, come on, Seth. It's my bro.
Seti Adams in here talking shit.
Hey, DJ and Ty, thanks for putting up with our Navy talk.
Yeah, man. I'm Navy too,
it's good.
It's all good.
Scott's a chief, so he's used to it.
But in the Army going, these guys are as bad as we thought. We don't know what the hell they're saying.
No. I appreciated a lot of the things you say. I really, one of the best advice I ever got really explained to me, a concept really, was the what, so what, which means and therefore. And then, so, I didn't really, okay. So the what, so what, which means and therefore is kind of like what Scott, Matt, and Al and I are. So Scott is kind of like the best of us all. He's like, he can be very profound. He can be very professional. And then he can just, break his foot off in your ass. And then, me and Al are kind of like the wild knuckle dragging kind of kids. And then Matt is he's the chief that keeps us all in line. I call him the moderator. So the top down, bottom up concept of learning things. You said something earlier about from bottom up or top down or what you said, but from everybody at the top briefs everybody below them, all the way to the point that the bottom person can go back up and brief the very top person. That's how much understanding and professionalism that I had in a lot of my units. And a lot of it was based on, the relationships that I had with the officers, because I could get in on those planning meetings. Case in point is I was out in White Sands Missile Range, and we had a whole group of brand new, second lieutenants, first lieutenants, very young, just out of the academy, some of them, and we deployed. So because we were the only battalion on White Sands, the officers pretty much cuddled up pretty close with the senior NCOs, and we created a bond. To this day, we still have something called the Rugged Retreat for the 36th Engineer Brigade. Bunch of officers, and they were all like lieutenant colonels and colonels now, but they only invite 2 or 3 of the enlisted guys because we really took care of them. So the bond that you guys have with these 3 men, or those 2 men, and then Scott now, that's the same bond that I was blessed with my entire career. And it's great because I've been trying to explain this to the guys. I know they understand it now because they have it with you.
Yeah.
Well, man, that makes my heart explode, because the truth is Al Hero is, Matt Johnson. There are people that I go to war and bleed for, it's different, man. People can't explain the same.
Yeah.
I can't even try to explain it. It's just you're either in it or you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make fun of each other to the point of like where everyone on the outside would think that you hate each other, but the reality is the person you're going to call is Al Hero.
Best job ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Al Hero gets in a bind, he calls me, Al Hero, I need you for this, and I know that I can trust him.
Yeah, that's out of uniform, not in uniform.
Yeah. Like
no, but if you want to get technical, that was in uniform as well, because like you would go into like stuff that you guys didn't see, ranking boards. You'd walk into a ranking board, and I specifically remember being in a ranking board in New Orleans where I was just the trainer. I was brand new to sitting into the but what the thing is, Brian Zawodniak, the CMC we had, said everybody had to submit somebody for like meritorious promotion, right? We called it RCAP. And in the room, I was like, I'm not doing it. And everybody was like, you have to do it. He said you have to. And Al Hero is the only guy that told everybody in that room, don't let him do that. Because if you do, he's going to win. But the reason is that me and Al, like through what we did is like, I had everything together. You want to know what my guy did? This is what he did. You want to know what he gave to you? This is what he gave to you. I'm going to build the case for my person. But Al would start talking shit to me in the middle of that just because he knew it would rile people up. And then people would be like, oh, they fucking hate each other because of the back and forth we would have. But what people didn't realize is we had so much respect for each other based off how we took care of our people that we could have those conversations, and we never were offended to each other. Not one time. And other people would take it, they carried that chip on their shoulder. The Navy is one of those unique places where you jump into a room and everybody's supposed to agree. But if one person doesn't get their way, sometimes they feel bad. That's not the intention, but you have to know that everything is bigger than you. And I think that's why me and Al connected so well, and me and Scott connected so well. And to that point, me and Ty connect so well. There's never anything that we ever take personally when they tell us, hey, why don't you do this, or why don't you do that, or why don't you look at this? We always take it as constructive criticism. And I think that's what I like the most about working with you, Cristian, is that like everything I got was warranted. There wasn't one time that I ever was told to do something or, look at something and be like, man, what the fuck is he talking about? It was always like, oh shit, I missed that one. And that's what bothered me the most, is like, I missed that one thing and I needed to bring it back. And so, a lot of times the people that everyone in the room thinks that they hate each other the most are actually the biggest allies, and they just don't know it.
Yeah.
You only missed one thing.
So you hated me, Matt?
One thing you missed, motherfucker?
Never. One day.
I had to lift the shit I missed. God.
What'd you miss, Al?
Everything. Like I fucked up a lot. Like, Matt's like, oh, I made one mistake. I'm like,
Al was still in certain.
Oh, I'm not saying one.
Yeah,
Matt was like his senior year, about to graduate. Al is still in like kindergarten.
Yeah.
I'm in ranking boards, flipping tables, trying to fist fight Manny Ortiz and everybody bigger than me. And
but then throw this table over, and I don't know.
Bitch.
For sure. But then we walk out of the room, and I'm like, Al, come here. Let me show you how to write this package so that your person makes it the best, right? Like, let me help you get there, because I see what you feel in your people. All you got to do is write it the right way. You got to brag about them and display them, because we know Al's not good with grammar, so I helped him there. It would have been like, this motherfucker is awesome as shit. You need to promote him, so we had to take those words out. But like, it was just that, when you see that passion in people, it just helps you to just be energized and move forward, right? And that's why I liked, just working with you, Cristian, because I never felt like I couldn't come to you with something like, hey, this is fucked up, but I have to tell you. I was never afraid to tell you anything.
This is fucked up like his browsing straps.
That means a lot, right? It does. It means a lot, right? And I just appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming on. Like, really, it's been a pleasure.
Seriously, it meant a lot. Me personally, just to be invited. Obviously, I was here because you guys wanted Cristian, and he's like, I'm not doing it for you, but I'm okay with that.
Welcome to the family, brother.
Hey, it's all good.
Nobody wants me, Rowdy. So I mean, let's be honest. We're good, bro.
Hey, Al, that's why we're so close.
He's here every week, though. Don't let him lie to you. He's here every week.
They don't send me the link. They don't send me the links. I got to find it.
I'm going to do a beard just like Al. It's going to take me about 6 months. And then I'm going to come back on and see if I can do it like a raccoon.
Let's go. I'm ready.
We appreciate y'all.
It's eating butthole. It's from eating butthole.
Thanks for tolerating us, but I do have to say a couple things real quick.
Yeah.
Rowdy is off base completely, man. That is the guy that I respect, right? The respect goes up and down the chain of command, and it also goes, left and right. There ain't no man that I've ever served with that I respect to the right. That's why he's here. He flew down here, and that's the love we have for each other, right?
He ordered me to. I didn't want to come here. He's like,
hey, 3 words for everybody in the room.
Here. Do it.
3 words for everybody in the room. You ready? 3 words. Cristian will appreciate this. Irish Italian parade. You ready? Nobody wants to do Mardi Gras anymore. Let's go ride the Irish Italian parade in New Orleans. Let's do it.
All right. We're in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Will I be safe there?
Rowdy's to go. Yeah, you'd be okay. You'd be with me, bro. I'm light skinned.
Right down the street, bro. You'd be good.
Cristian owns New Orleans. Don't let him fool you.
No, he does. That is not a lie.
You go with him. You gonna be him and Lil
I'm good to go.
Cristian hangs out with Drew Brees in New Orleans. They go to all the bars together.
With that raccoon thing you got going on there, it ain't gonna work out.
The ladies and the guys love it. The guys love it.
So real quick though. So now we got to get to the point where you guys are welcome to stay. We'd love to have you, but we got to talk about this ass whooping that a couple of people took this week in these sports picks.
Somebody's
and you guys are welcome to pick sports if you want. Al is a cheater, by the way. Al waits for everybody else to pick, and then he picks.
Pick. Yeah, so he's going to pick first. He's going to pick first this week.
I'll pick first, baby.
So are you guys in? You want to pick some sports?
Just let you all do it.
All right, love you guys.
He's gonna.
I will tell you guys, if you could hang out though, we would like to talk to you at the end. So if you want to hang out, watch this part. We'll be done in a couple minutes. We'd like to talk to you at the end.
Is LSU in the conversation
or Texas? More importantly,
well, LSU's not because of other reasons, but Texas we would never talk about.
No, we're talking Texas.
A&M is in the conversation.
No, hey, like a real football team, like Texas Longhorns.
Did they win last week?
Damn.
Hey, look, he got. I don't know. Maybe I cut him off. Let's see these records. I'm ready to see it.
Hold on, let's go through the events real quick. So, upcoming events. This started tonight with Project Zero, last event of the year, but they do have a 9/11 golf scramble that they'll be trying to get teams for here pretty soon. Matt?
Yeah. So, Roofing with a Purpose, Project Zero has teamed up with Mitchell Roofing. These guys. So, for people that don't know, Mitchell Roofing, for every single roof they do, whether they're referred or not, Mitchell Roofing donates money to ensure that veterans have the counseling and the just the help they need whenever they need it. So these guys have teamed up in the holidays to say that they want to give a roof to a veteran that is, desperately needed one. So if you know somebody in the Houston area, they need some help, they need a roof, they would really love you to nominate them. If you guys have a nomination, you can reach out to us through our social media channels. Direct message us, let us know who you have, and we'll make sure that they get passed on. But we're looking through November the 30th, so that we can make one Veterans Christmas great, to let them know that maybe they won't have leaks in the house anymore. They're going to be able to rest easy at night knowing that there's a roof over their head that's solid. So nominate.
Article 15 Comedy Tour dates coming up here in Pearland, and then we will be at the November 18th show in Tomball. So that's Eric Knowles and the Article 15 Comedy Tour. We saw them when they did their first show here in Houston. They're hilarious. They had Scott over there just cutting up, and he couldn't stop laughing. Everybody was looking around at him like, what the hell?
He can sing too.
Your wife was like, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
They can do everything.
Hey, look, but real quick though, Ty, if you go back to that, if you're in the Houston area and you're watching this, that's really in Tomball, up in the northern part of Houston, the last one that we got there. So we want to pack that VFW over at 2427 if you haven't been to one yet, you know, they got Pearland coming up on the 10th. They've got, you know, Tomball on the 18th. We want to pack that room because part of what we're trying to do with them is record the show for them. We want it to be memorable. We want to show that, you know, other VFWs in the country that these guys can come in, they can do shows, and we can help people get into these posts to, you know, build them, make some money, and do big things. So if you're in the area, you don't have anything to do, let's register for it and get in there.
Absolutely. All right. So here's a thing I saw come out from the VFW. So evidently there's a lot of what they're calling claim sharks. There's companies that are trying to get veterans to pay them a certain amount of money in order to get them a percentage increase on their VA disabilities. And there's some actually, here's some companies: Trajector Medical, Vet Benefits Guide, Telemedica, you know, Vet Assist, Vetcom. If you're involved with any of these companies, they are not accredited by the VA to be doing what they say they can do. Don't fall prey to the claim sharks. Talk to your local VFW service officer. If you're in the Houston area, you can call me, or you can message me here at the show, or I'll make a slide next week. I'll give you all the service officers. I'll have it to accompany this slide because we'll be briefing this for some weeks here. But this is real important. Use your veteran service officers. You shouldn't have to pay for a lot of these things that they're asking you to pay for. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, so this is one that we're really proud of. Got Your Six Culture has teamed up with Rocco Vargas. He, you know, some people know him from the Mayans TV show, but here on the podcast, us specifically know him from being a U.S. Army veteran. He worked on the border as a Border Patrol agent. He's written a book about his time on the border, defending, you know, people coming in and making sure that we're safe. Here in the Fulshire, Texas area, we're going to be hosting him at a book signing. I just want to let everybody know, if you go into the Facebook event right now, that's on Got Your Six Culture, you can jump in there. If you send us at Got Your Six a direct DM, we can send you over a link. We're going to have 25 books that he will sign, autograph, and be able to see him. And from what I've heard, he's going to be behind the bar all night. But you'll be able to talk to him, meet him, ask him questions, get to know him. So if you're in the Fulshire area and you want to meet this guy, he really speaks a lot to what Got Your Six Culture is all about. You know, we talk about culture of community and country. That's a lot of what we want. Same flag, same oath means whether you served your country or your community, you took an oath to defend something. And this guy right here defended our country overseas, and he defended our country at the border. I mean, there's no better example of country and community than this guy. And so, I mean, if you can make it out, we'd love to see you. If you want to get a pre-ordered copy, you got to direct message the Got Your Six Culture Facebook page, and we'll make sure we get you a link over. But yeah, we're excited. Next Friday.
Yeah, this dude was on the I think it's called Borstar, the special ops of the U.S. Border Patrol. Awesome dude. All right, Matt got us up on Spotify, so slowly we're putting more and more episodes up on Spotify, but they're still always available on YouTube.
I listened to it, man. It's pretty dope. I actually went on Spotify and pulled us up. I was like, oh, we are.
How many are up there right now? Is it
so
just me still?
Yeah, I saw yours.
We got one right now. There's 3 waiting to be posted this week, and then we're gonna release them 2 or 3 at a time so that it wouldn't drop everything. But I mean, as always, if you guys want to see what our show is all about, all the episodes are on Facebook. Yep. They're all there. You can go back and see all of them. But
YouTube too, right?
Yeah, YouTube as well. Once it hits Spotify, it's also going to be linked to Apple and all the other podcasts that you can find, whether it's Podbean, Stitcher, all of those. So share it with people. Like, our whole goal is to let people know that there's a community out there for them, and we would love to talk to them. But yeah, right now we have Ty up there. I mean, everybody knows Ty makes the ship move, right? Everybody knows that. This train is going down the tracks because Ty is doing his thing. And I want to tell you, Ty, we appreciate that. We appreciate everything you do, man. You work so hard to make us look so good. And thank you.
Hey, it's my pleasure. It's easy to make y'all look good though.
I mean, I know you're talking about Scott when you say that. So.
Oh, I don't have anything to do with how good Scott looked. I still can't get out of my head when he was down in Mexico and he came on the show like he was like a
you would have thought,
Hollywood movie star. It's crazy.
He is a movie star. He should be anyway.
Smooth.
Love you guys.
All right. You ready to get
into
it?
Let's see it. No.
Ooh, gosh.
All right.
Look,
this is last week's result.
Pick that first one, by the way. I wanted to pick the first one, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But my boys almost pulled it out.
I got them all right. All 4.
Shut up. Hey,
Five.
Dusty.
No, I don't know about
Dusty.
that. We'll see
I
what
got
the
them all
slide
right.
says, Mr. Al.
No,
we'll
bro.
see what the slide says.
It's gonna say those are
Just
my picks.
I mean, the slide will say it all.
But Dusty, thank you so much.
Oh, look! Somebody looked after you. Look at that.
My
Your
boy
battle
Ty.
buddies got you.
Did you?
My battle.
I recognize.
Hey,
my battle.
Al, how much money you paying Dusty's family to pick your games?
I'll never pay Dusty again because that dude picked all the wrong ones.
Yeah, but I just said his family, not you.
Oh yeah, he hooks it up. He's texting me. He's texting my picks in right now. Appreciate it, bro.
I just want to know what you're going to do this week with CU. That's what I want.
Hey, but wait. Go back one. Just go back one. I just want to let everybody know right now that me and Scott are tied at the bottom, and I am no longer in the dungeon. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I've been in the dungeon for like 6 weeks, dude.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dungeon family.
Ooh, Scott, I really want to be with you this week, by the way. Al, you're first.
Al, you're first, brother.
Easy day. I'm going A&M. I'm going
No, don't say it with your chest. Go on the other side. Go to the right, man. No, I don't gotta go first, right? I don't want you to go on. I don't want you to mess with us. I want you to go over there to the other side, like this way. Go over there.
No, I'm going A&M. I'm going Colorado.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, this will be winning. They're going to win their 5th game, and they're not winning anymore. That's it. They're done. Yeah.
But this is the bottle game.
Even if they win out, Scott, you do realize I'm probably going to be still closest to the boat than all of y'all's picks.
No, you're not.
It don't matter. No, I get a bottle if they win this game.
No, you don't. I said they win. Motherfucker, you can't count. I said they win 5 games.
Yeah, and they're going to win. They're going to win the 5th game here. You said they would not win 5 games.
I picked 5 and 7. I said they win 5 and lose 7. I still stand by that. They win this one, hold on, and they lose the rest, bro.
We'll get Washington State. We're good.
Fuck no, you won't. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going A&M, Colorado. I'm going Ole Miss.
What?
I'm going Alabama, and I'm going FSU.
You're going Ole Miss?
I think Georgia takes the L.
You're going Ole Miss over.
Ole Miss has only lost 1 game, bro, and Ole Miss looks scary. I'm going to have to. I'm going to go A&M, Colorado, Ole Miss, Alabama, FSU.
So you are a Georgia Bulldogs fan.
Yeah, but this ain't about being a fan. This is about winning. This is about winning. It's about picking the games that you think, Georgia's going to cough one up. And I think that game's in Ole Miss. No, they're at home.
Yeah, they're at home.
That's why I know he picked them. Go ahead and circle those up. Ty.
Okay, what's the next one? Who are you picking next?
I already picked them.
Alabama and who?
So you say Texas,
FSU.
So you said Texas A&M, CU, Ole Miss, Alabama, and FSU.
Yep, I got them.
Okay.
But
hey Ty, you're next on the list, bud.
Okay. A&M.
Oh my God, that's 2 in 1 season, by the way.
Yeah, I got to go with Arizona. Sorry, Scott.
Sorry.
Georgia.
Wow.
Alabama. And FSU. I'm going to win as well. I don't like losing. So
I thought that in the beginning of the year, and then we started picking, and then I was like, "Fuck, I'm out."
So here's what I thought too, Todd. The worst case scenario, I'm wrong on Colorado and I'm wrong on Georgia, and then you're right all the way, and we're tied up again. So I'm okay.
Do you see how he approaches his life?
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming for you.
That's okay. So you want to go or you want me to go? Which one do you want to do, Scott?
Go ahead, Matt.
All right. I'm going A&M. I think A&M's going to handle Mississippi State. I'm taking Colorado against Arizona. I think they got that one. I also am going to take Ole Miss against Georgia just because Ole Miss is starting to play better. I'm taking Alabama and I'm taking Florida State.
Well, fellas, today is the day that I become a man.
Uh-oh. He's going Arizona.
I'm going to take Texas A&M. I'm taking Colorado. I'm taking Georgia. I'm taking Kentucky over Alabama, and I'm taking Miami over FSU.
Oh, you had to. So is it because you went one right this week that you're becoming a man? Because you've been all left all season, bro.
I've been left all season, and I've been seeing what's happening. And I see our hero is so, he's so wishy-washy when it comes to us here. So one thing about me is when I'm with you, I'm with you. Let me hold my pinky like Deion Sanders. Hold on. You know what I mean?
Don't hold your pinky toe like if he ain't got one.
So this is the thing. I ride with my man Neon Dion till the wheels fall off. I think there's some major adjustments that need to be made. I think they're happening. They got their butt kicked one time. Every other game has been by possession, has been mistakes. I think they fixed those. So I think that Texas A&M is going to win. I do think Colorado is going to win this game. I don't think that Georgia is going to lose. I think they're going to hold up. I still believe in Kentucky because that's that one game that people think is not going to happen. And I think Florida has a hiccup. I think Florida has a hiccup this week. And I think Miami, because Miami has to do something this year to stay valid, I think that they're going to chalk up a win.
I'll tell you that I think Florida State got their wake-up call last week at Pitt. I was at that game. And as you watch that game, those dudes from Florida State walked into the stadium like, we've already got this shit. It's over. Like, it's done. We're going to win. There's no big deal. And we were sitting right above a whole bunch of Pitt fans, and they were happy as shit for 3 quarters. And then once Florida State went, oh, shit, we really got to play, the play came out. So I hope that they got that message. I think Florida State's going to pull it out, but I mean, it's Florida State, Miami. You never know what's going to happen. And then right after that, you got Florida State, Florida. So you never know.
You never know. Well, that's my pick.
Hey, Scott, move to the left or the right. What's behind you there? Oh, America, huh?
Defeat.
Yeah.
Regret.
Defeat.
Smell like
against your own team this week. What are you talking about?
Smell like wet cigarette butts and defeat.
Is that coming from the man that picked against his own team this week?
I picked against him. This is my second pick against him this year, bro.
No, I know, and you lost that last one.
I thought Kentucky, yeah, but Ole Miss is they look scary, bro. They lost to Alabama, and it wasn't a blowout. Like, they tough.
I don't know. Ole Miss is good, but they need a quarterback to be consistent. But we'll see. I'm gonna finish in the cellar, but that just means I've got a good comeback on the rise next year. That's all that means. I can rebound. Y'all can't. That's all I'm saying.
Start at the top, stay at the top, bro.
Man, that's a badass dude right there, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to talk to him. It's going to be a good time.
So, Matt, I actually finished. I had nothing going on tonight, so I finished the rest of the Mayan season off. And there's an episode, and I didn't know this, one of the last episodes, I think it was 7 or 8. He actually wrote the episode, and it's pretty phenomenal because it really gets into like the veteran side of it.
I got 4 left. Awesome. I got 4 left before we talk to him.
You'll know that you don't have to look. The one you'll see when you watch the whole episode, it really focuses on him and him as a vet and depression and some different things and addiction. You'll know the one I'm talking about. As soon as you see, like, that's the one he must have wrote. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, I think he's probably one of the most personal people you'll see on social media. When you watch his reels, like, I don't know what everybody else sees, but when I watch his reels, I'm like, damn, like, this dude's a dad.
Yep. He's
got a family. Shit's going on. Kids are in the background. His kids are in the truck talking to him. This guy is a real guy. Yep. I'm excited to talk to him. I think it's going to be a good time. And I'm more excited to meet him face to face and get him out in the community down here in Fulshear, Texas, and let him meet the people down here to see what's going on for sure.
Yep.
One of my first sergeants is we deployed together 3 or 4 times, and he overcame a lot of things in the end of his career and in his life. So that's going to be a great story. Quentin Smith, retired First Sergeant Army. And then Russ Greer.
Yep. So retired or former Air Force, was a high school baseball coach, high school teacher, and now he's an author. He's got a handful of books out, kind of focusing around the Air Force. Oh, Air Force.
That's him right there. Shit, mate.
That was Yates and them. That was yeah. So he was my former baseball coach. He's an author now. Great guy, all around phenomenal veteran. So I'm gonna get some pictures this week. I'll get him over to you, Ty. But yeah, great guy. We got him coming on December 7th, which is a historic military day. If y'all don't know, I promise to remember the 7th of December. The CB song says it all.
Live in infamy. And then 21 December.
Larry Driscoll. He is his story's pretty awesome. Former started off in law enforcement. He was a NY City police officer. Worked at Rikers Island as a guard. Then was in the military police or MA for the Navy. And then went into recruiting. Was my operations officer. So yes, phenomenal guy. Can't wait to get him on. And then Brandon Holcomb is a veteran, friend of mine from Georgia. He actually, his story's pretty phenomenal. He was a combat medic for the Navy, spent many years in the Navy, and then got out of the military. Essentially, they put him out the military because he gave his battle buddy a kidney. He had a friend of his that was dying and needed a life-saving kidney transplant, and decided that.
No, don't tell the whole story right now.
Got it. Yep. But yeah, he's a phenomenal.
Tease that up. He told me this story last night, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I was getting chill bumps on, as I'm hearing it on the phone, I'm getting chill bumps.
Awesome guy.
And then this is someone that Scott and I were talking to. This is Aston Amuse. She's part of the online digital content with the group with Yusha and Drew and herself and Justin. Yeah, they to me, they're just one big comedy troupe. I know they each have they're all solo pretty much now, but when I got out in 2017, these are the people I listened to, the people in that bottom left picture. So I can't wait to have her story on. She recently retired, so we'll have her on. That'll be fun.
Absolutely.
And I think that's all the upcoming guests. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Hey, Al. I just want to let you know that Cristian and Rowdy, I don't know what the fuck they're doing right now, but it's getting crazy.
Oh, they drinking. That's what they doing.
Oh yeah,
I know what they doing.
I just saw what they're doing on FaceTime. It's crazy. But I want to let everybody know, Cristian and Rowdy said thank you so much for letting them come on, talk to us. They were so happy that you guys got to know who they were, and it was just good to talk to some guys that we served with. You guys get a little know about them, because those are two guys that, for me anyway, one of them, and I know one for you, Al, both of them actually, they played a pretty big role in my career in getting me to the level that I was at. So I'm happy you guys got to meet him. Glad you got to see him. And for me, I'm just glad that everybody tuned in today. And I hope you guys keep tuning in, because this is going to get better and better.
I loved hearing the guys talk to you guys. Like I feel like all the guests that came on, they talk about me, and I wanted so much for y'all to know that feeling I was feeling, and it's no bullshit. I know that you know that feeling now, because that's the bond I had with so many people at Fort Campbell. It was crazy, and White Sands.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, does that conclude our show for this evening, fellas? Would it be safe to say? Well,
pretty sure.
Okay, well, listen. To my man Cristian and my man Rowdy, we appreciate you coming out. It was great talking to you both. You guys are amazing. For everybody who tuned in to the Triple Threat Vet Podcast Show live, we appreciate you. Those who are watching our reels on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube or wherever else it is that you see us and you are giving us some love, we appreciate you as well. Like I say all the time, reach out. You never know when it's going to be the last time that you talk to somebody. So make sure that you talk to them. Say what you want to say to them while they're alive, because they don't hear you when they're gone, right? Love somebody. Check up on somebody. We got to lower that number. 22 or 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. One is too many. If we can have a conversation and save somebody from taking their own life from suicide, that's a plus. And that's our goal, is to do that. Talk to somebody about it. There are people out there suffering. This is the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. I am DJ Royal T. Up to my top right is my man, Matt J. Do you have anything that you want to say, my brother?
I do want to make a shout out to my man, Eric Knowles. The Article 15 tour is out and about on the VFWs. He's in the room. He's checking us out. What's going on, Eric? We thank you for following us, and we can't wait to see you guys again in Tomball. And just go check him out, guys. If you want to get a ticket to something extremely funny, that's the place to be.
My man. Let's see. We're going to move on down to my man, Al, the man hero. What you got for me, my brother?
I think you said it all, bro. Check on your battles, man. Reach out to people. Make sure you're checking on your friends, checking on your family. Make sure you don't let a minute pass you any day that you don't check on somebody or ask somebody how they're doing. That's all I got. Love you, motherfuckers.
My man TY, you know you got the floor, my big dog. You the man behind all of this magic. What you got to say to the people out there?
Yes, sir. I do got something tonight. So the Tomball Memorial High School U.S. Marine Corps JROTC is the number 2 ranked JROTC in the nation. So this group, Tomball Memorial High School JROTC, did our gala. They presented the colors at our Tomball VFW Post 2427 gala. They were professional. They looked great. They showed up, showed out, but they're the 2nd place in the nation. So big shout out to them.
For sure. I do want to say this before I get out of here. To my wife, Renee, I love you. To my 7 children, Elijah, Alexis, BJ, who's out there in Germantown doing his thing. They're undefeated this season. He's running it. He's over 1,000 yards rushing this year. I'm proud of you, boy. To my man, BJ, Blake, my man, Cameron, Donovan, Austin, and Brooklyn. I love you guys. And everybody who watches us, man, I love you. If somebody hasn't told you they love you today, the Big High Tizzle for Shizzle Dizzle loves you. Take care of you guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of your people. Share some love. Look out. And we'll see you again next week. This is the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. I am DJ Real T. Peace out.